For more stock news updates, remember to press the like button and subscribe. With that being said, let's get straight into the video. Today we're diving deep into how high Palantir Technologies stock could potentially climb based on a recent technical and macroeconomic analysis. Palantir Technologies, a prominent player in the artificial intelligence sector, has once again caught the attention of both retail and institutional investors as its stock reached a new all-time high this past Wednesday. This latest milestone comes amidst a broader resurgence in investor appetite for riskier assets, particularly those tied to artificial intelligence, which continues to dominate headlines and drive portfolio strategies. This fresh rally was partly fueled by easing geopolitical tensions between two of the world's largest economies, the United States and China. Earlier in the week, both nations agreed to reduce the tariffs imposed on each other for a span of 90 days, which investors interpreted as a sign of de-escalation in trade disputes. This thawing in trade relations sent a wave of optimism through global financial markets, reinvigorating the appetite for growth stocks, especially those exposed to transformative technologies like artificial intelligence. Adding further fuel to the bullish sentiment, analysts at Bank of America issued a highly favorable outlook on Palantir Technologies, describing the company as a market-defining force. According to their analysis, Palantir has become a pivotal software provider for enterprises and governments aiming to integrate artificial intelligence capabilities into their operations. Such an endorsement not only reinforces confidence in the company's long-term prospects, but also attracts fresh capital from investors seeking exposure to top-tier artificial intelligence firms. On Wednesday, Palantir's stock price climbed by over 1.5%, settling at approximately $130. This marked the second consecutive trading session in which the company's shares achieved new intraday and closing records, underscoring the sustained bullish momentum behind the name. It is worth noting that this rally follows a somewhat rocky period for the stock. Last week, Palantir shares declined by around 6% after the company reported earnings and issued an outlook that, although exceeding estimates, fell short of the sky-high expectations that had built up among investors. This minor pullback, however, appears to have been a temporary correction. Since hitting a recent low just last month, the stock has nearly doubled, driven by a renewed surge in artificial intelligence-related names and growing optimism that Palantir's technology could play a critical role in government modernization and digital transformation initiatives. In early April, Palantir stock formed what technical analysts refer to as a piercing pattern, a bullish reversal signal that occurs after a downward trend and indicates a possible shift in market sentiment. Following the emergence of this pattern, the stock launched into an aggressive upward trajectory, surpassing the previous high established in February, a key resistance level that, once broken, often becomes a new support floor. More recently, the stock entered a period of sideways movement characterized by the formation of a pennant pattern. This is a common continuation pattern in technical analysis, typically seen after a sharp price move, which signals that the market is consolidating before making its next directional move. On Tuesday, Palantir broke out of this pennant formation with strong volume, confirming the continuation of the broader uptrend that began earlier in the year. One of the most reliable momentum indicators, the relative strength index, is also flashing bullish signals. The relative strength index currently sits comfortably above the neutral 50 threshold, but remains below the 70 level that typically indicates overbought conditions. This reading suggests that although momentum is clearly in favor of the bulls, there is still ample room for further buying activity without triggering a major correction due to overextension. Looking ahead, investors and analysts are now turning to advanced charting techniques to estimate where the stock may be headed next. One such method is bars pattern analysis. This approach involves identifying a past price movement, often a rally or decline, and projecting it forward from a recent breakout point to forecast future price targets. In the case of Palantir, the price bars from the sharp uptrend preceding the pennant pattern were isolated and repositioned starting from the point of Tuesday's breakout. Based on this projection, the analysis suggests an upside price target of roughly $210. If the stock continues to follow the path of the previous trend as expected, this target could be reached sometime between early and mid-June. Such a move would represent a significant gain from current levels and would further solidify Palantir's status as one of the premier artificial intelligence plays in the public markets. Of course, no rally proceeds in a straight line, and investors should be aware of key support levels in the event of a pullback. One critical area to watch is around the $97 mark. This level sits just above Palantir's 50-day moving average, a widely followed technical indicator that often acts as dynamic support during uptrends. Interestingly, this price zone also corresponds with the peak observed in March, as well as a brief consolidation period that occurred in mid-April, making it a confluence of technical interest. If the stock fails to hold above this level during a retracement, the next major support zone lies near $66. This area aligns closely with Palantir's 200-day moving average and intersects with a horizontal trend line that connects last month's low with the significant trough observed in January. A decline to this level could present a compelling entry point for long-term investors seeking exposure to artificial intelligence at more favorable valuations. It is also important to highlight the broader context in which Palantir is operating. As governments and corporations worldwide ramp up their investments in artificial intelligence and data analytics, demand for Palantir's platform continues to rise. The company's offerings are particularly well-suited for mission-critical applications, including defense, intelligence, healthcare, logistics, and energy. With global interest in artificial intelligence accelerating, Palantir is well-positioned to benefit from a structural tailwind that could drive revenue and profitability higher in the years ahead. Moreover, Palantir's ability to land high-profile government contracts and secure long-term engagements with commercial clients reinforces its competitive advantage in the space. This robust client base, combined with the company's relentless innovation and expanding product portfolio, may allow it to sustain growth even in the face of macroeconomic challenges. Essentially, Palantir Technologies stock recently reached a new all-time high, driven by easing global trade tensions and renewed investor interest in artificial intelligence companies. The rally gained momentum following an agreement between the United States and China to reduce tariffs for 90 days, along with a bullish endorsement from Bank of America, which described Palantir as a market-defining force in artificial intelligence. Despite a brief decline last week due to earnings that failed to meet investor expectations, the stock has nearly doubled from its recent low, supported by technical patterns such as a piercing pattern and a pennant breakout. With momentum indicators remaining bullish and technical analysis pointing to a potential upside target of $210 by mid-June, Palantir may continue its upward trajectory. Key support levels to watch during any pullback include $97 and $66, which align with major moving averages and previous consolidation zones. For more stock news updates, remember to press the like button and subscribe. With that being said, I will see you in the next video.